In heist movies, whenever they add someone else to the job, that decreases the payout for everybody involved. Simply put, that's dilution in startups. Now, I'm going to break it down a lot more, but that's the basis of it. If you can understand that concept, you understand dilution. Let's get into it. What's up, founders? Welcome to Inside Startup Money with Chris. I'm your host, and I want to break down dilution today. That is the focus of today's episode. Dilution, it might sound super complicated. It's really not. It's one of the most basic terms in the startup world. When I've seen VCs and founders try to explain this, it always gets really complicated. So I want to use the heist movie analogy throughout this process with you so you can understand what it is. Dilution is the reduction in ownership percentage of existing shareholders when a company issues new equity or stock. See, and this works perfectly with the heist movie analogy because in every heist movie, they always have to add somebody else to the process because something went wrong and they need some other tool or gadget or gizmo thingy. That's dilution. Now, it's a little different. It's a little different because the investor is that new person you're adding and they're adding money into your company so they get the value out of it. It's the only small difference there. So I'm going to explain this step by step. Again, tying in the movie analogy. So if it starts off with you and a co-founder, it's 50-50. It's very clear. You own 50%, they own 50%. That's how most companies start. Now, let's say you raise a seed round from investors at $1 million for 20% of the company, right? And this is just for numbers' sake. I'm gonna keep it really simple here. Now, I want you to imagine this investor is that extra person you're adding to the heist. Before you can go and commit this robbery, you need this investor and their help. The insight they're going to give you, their skill set, and their resources, meaning money, is going to help you commit this robbery, right? Now, when you go and commit the robbery, everything goes well, you get the money out. Now, this means you've now been diluted because the person that's coming in and adding into the heist job, right? That person gets something out of the take, out of the loot, out of the booty, as the pirates would say. So that means if you were going to get 50% of the take at one point, you don't get 50% anymore. That percentage drops. That is dilution. So if the investor comes in and gets 20% of the company, now you and your co-founder own 80%. You at 40, them at 40. You both are diluted by 10%. And it's really that simple. I'm going to go through it again using only the heist analogy from the Italian Job. If you don't know the Italian Job, classic Mark Wahlberg movie, these guys are criminals. They're robbing people. They go and steal a bunch of gold from whoever is in Venice or something like that. They go and steal a ton of gold, like a ridiculous amount of gold. One of the people that is with them double crosses them. He steals all the gold from everybody. All right. So it was like 6 or 7 of them. He took the gold from everybody. It's just mine. And he gets away with it. And he's gone for a couple years, whatever. Some of the main members die, but it was only one that died. But Mark Wahlberg and his crew are like, okay, we got to go get this bread back. Now, this is where dilution comes in. Because when they're going and trying to rob him, the first time their plan doesn't go well, they have to re-strategize. When they re-strategize, they have to go and get more help from the mechanic. The mechanic is the guy that improves the car. He soups up these Mini Coopers so they could be just supercars, which is honestly impressive. And I want to be clear, that's his value. He's the investor in this situation because without him, they can't soup the cars up, which is necessary to carry the gold out of the house. So his role is very important. He literally is carrying the gold, right? Like without him, they can't, because the gold is heavy and it was a lot of gold. They had to fill up every single car. That's a lot of gold to carry. It's a lot. So his role was very, very valid, very important. Now, the dilution happened after the process because he's like, look, if I'm going to be a part of this, I'm going to be in. Like, if I'm in, I'm in. You got to pay me like it. And they agree to pay him like it. So he becomes an investor through skill set, we'll say. In my research on this video, just studying dilution, and in my research in this video studying dilution, I realized that a lot of founders might not think about this as deep as they should. I think it's one of the things that can happen to your company that is deeper than just the basic stuff. Like, this is a big deal because if ownership is a big thing, when you give up that ownership, it means that you make less money when the company goes public, if the company's sold, you have less power in the company. It matters so much. And this is why I understand when some founders say they don't want to have a co-founder or allow co-founder. I can understand that. I get it because you don't want to give up everything or have to fight. But I think if you don't have a co-founder, you got to have a good board. Now, again, all of these are things I'm going to continue to talk about here on the channel. I just want to start off with this one because it's one of the most popular things I see talked about. Next time I'm going to cover startup valuations. Like, what does that mean? How does it work? Like, how is your startup being evaluated if it's just an idea? How does that work? I want to break that down in the next episode. So make sure you stay tuned in, subscribe to the channel, like the video. It don't cost you nothing. I'm Chris. I will see you next time.